do Good morning. On Friday, many of us across this community and indeed our country gathered together or perhaps virtually to mark Orange Shirt Day and the National Day for Truth and Reconciliation. It is a time for each of us and all of us to intentionally pause and listen, and to bring to mind that part of our history, that pain-filled history of the Canadian residential school system. Our task is to live into that history, and our task is the ongoing work of hearing the stories of those who are sent to those schools, and to acknowledge the harm that has been caused, and to be part of the work of truth and reconciliation as we support the work of the identification of unmarked graves, as we honor those who never returned home, as we listen to the stories of survivors. Our task as people of faith, as Canadians, is to commit ourselves to that work of reconciliation so that all know that every child, every person matters. And so this morning we pause. As we gather, we pause and bring to heart and mind that in this region we live, play, work, and assemble on lands which are the ancestral, cultural, traditional, and unceded lands of the Algonquin Nation and the Mi'kmaq peoples. We acknowledge that our ancestors, that we have not always lived in relationships of respect, peace, and friendship. We acknowledge the legacy of pain that is part of our past and our present. We acknowledge the pain, grief, and sorrow caused by not living respectfully with all people. And we are sorry for the ways that we have dishonored the depths of this pain. Open us, Creator, to the power of friendships and interconnectedness, listening with respect, understanding with patience, living in love. Help us to receive the painful stories as well as the inspiring stories, and grant us the courage to own any feelings of vulnerability, shame, fear, and guilt that may come from our interactions with each other. And with your healing grace, lead us through our aching toward your dream of wholeness. Transform us and our community so that we may continually work towards relationships of healing, reconciliation, and respect. May we pray and work that all may be one. Agua ne de de wa ne re, all my relations. Open my heart to the joy and pain of living. These words speak a different truth to me this morning, and perhaps to you, as we gather post-Fiona, and as we hold all that these past days have held for us as individuals, as community, and indeed as a family of faith. As I posted through the week, power or not, we would gather together this morning. I can't speak for you, but I need to be here. I need to be in your good company this morning to see your faces and to just have this time of nourishment together. It's been long, long days and sometimes even longer nights. And I can only imagine that together we are worn and weary. So I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here with me. I'm glad we're here together, whether we're in person or joining together via live stream, whether you have power or you're using your data and your battery charge to be with us. It is good to be together. As we gather together this morning, it's important that we acknowledge that we are a community that not only grieves the loss that Fiona has left in its wake, all the trees and shorelines and those familiar sights that are forever changed. We also grieve as a community for those who took life's last breaths and have been embraced in the love of their God and into the community of saints. On Thursday, we marked the death of Ed Skinner, Dr. Skinner to many, and last night to Art MacDonald, J. Arthur to many. And so we do enfold in our love and our care Jean and the Skinner family and Gwen and the MacDonald family. There will be a private family service of celebration held for Ed this coming Thursday afternoon here in the Pictou United Church Sanctuary. This church, as you know, and this family of faith was central to Art's life. I believe there wasn't a committee that he wasn't a member of or chaired or was part of in some way. And indeed, he was named as an honorary elder and honorary choir member. And the plans for us to gather to celebrate Art's life will be formalized in the upcoming days. And we will have an opportunity as people as friends, as family, to gather together and to give thanks. And we'll make sure that the information regarding that service of celebration will be made known. Just to let you know, those who want to contact Gwen still doesn't have power, which means that she doesn't have a home phone. So if you call, you'll just immediately get her answering machine. You could leave a message, but she'll probably have hundreds of messages when the power does come on. Or if you want to stop by the house, I know she'd love to see you. So just to let you know that I think her power restoration is now for tomorrow night at 11 o'clock. So hopefully Gwen will have power by then. As I said, I need to be here, and I believe we do need to be together. That time to connect with one another, to feel the support of community, to be grounded in our faith, in praise and in prayer, in love and hope, and to be nourished, body and soul. And so, fortunately, this is Worldwide Communion Sunday, and we were planning to gather at table to be nourished by the gifts of our faith, and so we will gather at table in worship this morning. The gifts of bread and wine draw us into the love of our God and remind us of who we are and whose we are. They gather us as the community of Jesus, all those who seek to live in the way of love. And indeed, it's good to be here. It's good to be here as we welcome back some of our younger folks this morning. Yippee! Good to see some younger faces. I won't say young faces, younger faces in our midst. It's good to be that. And if you've noticed, you might have noticed set up at the back, we're having our monthly coffee hour back again. We decided not to go downstairs, but to stay upstairs and be able to have a time together upstairs in a cozy way following worship. So please stay following worship as we catch up with one another and get a hot cup of tea or coffee and juice and some goodies to nourish us. As we gather, as always, I draw your attention to announcements in this morning's bulletin. A number of announcements there and a few changes to be made. But draw your attention, first of all, that this morning's bulletin is dedicated in loving memory of Robert Cameron by June Cameron. Thanks be to God. Welcome, Lloyd. You survived the hurricane. Now you can survive Pictou United Church and all that we have. We kind of welcomed Lloyd on our Hector Sunday, but it was a busy Sunday, and then last Sunday we got postponed, so welcome, Lloyd. We're glad to have you with us this morning. We're glad to be here and have a cup of coffee or tea after worship.
Thank you.
It's good to have Lloyd with us and good to have our Ministry of Music folks, as always, with us. Music is such an important part of our life and ministry together. Just notice, because of changes due to postponement, you'll note in our church calendar of events for this week that one thing that's missing, because it was postponed after we printed bulletins, is that our council meeting was postponed to this coming Thursday. So this Thursday, October 6th, 7 p.m., add in your council meeting. Also a postponement back to the Vaults 2, which features many of our Pictou United Church musical friends, has been postponed from this afternoon at 2 p.m. at Holy Name to Sunday, October 16th at Holy Name. So if you bought tickets for this afternoon, they'll be honored on the 16th. And if you haven't bought your tickets, you can speak to Rhonda and to Sandy about that, and there'll be announcements in upcoming weeks around Back to the Vaults 2 and Afternoon of Music. And so also look on our Facebook page. You'll see the information there. So as always, draw your attention to move through the announcements there. It is Fundscript Sunday, and I know Fundscript orders were being received prior to worship, and they'll be received following worship. And as always, a thank you for your support of our Fundscript program. Any other announcements as we gather? We good? I invite us to gather in this time of worship. William Stevenson invites us to prepare for worship. He writes, "I come to feel flowing from others the same hunger and thirst for hope, for faith, for peace, for joy. I come to acknowledge what I know, that you are the ultimate source of all I long for, that you are the creator of all those I care for, that your spirit pulsates in my being, that your sacred love never gives up on me, that your hope will pull me in to tomorrow. I come now for worship." As we light this worship candle, also known as the Christ candle, we are reminded that lighting a candle is a prayer, inviting us to pause and be here now.
Lighting a candle is a prayer.
Burning itself out, it gives light to others. Lighting a candle is a protest, saying to fear and hatred, "I beg to differ." Lighting a candle is a symbol of love and hope. Sacred presence, divine spark, around and within. all those weary from the worries and the to-dos of our days. God's steadfast love awaits you. Come, all those with spirits frayed from the pull of unforeseen difficulties. God's steadfast love awaits you. Come, all those with delight for the abundance of everyday blessings. Come, steadfast love awaits you. Come, all those who search for glimpses of quiet transcendence. God's steadfast love awaits you. Come, all those with open hearts, ready to be nourished and encouraged by the sacred. God's steadfast love awaits you. God's steadfast love awaits us. How many times this week did you say to yourself, just breathe? My mantra, just breathe. Breathe, breath, connected to spirit, ruah, pneuma. Our breath connected to the breath of the Creator. Our breath connected to the breath of creation. Our breath drawing us into the presence of the Spirit, assuring us of the Spirit within and the Spirit all around. And so I invite us to gather ourselves in this time and in our places and open ourselves to God by using our breath and our breath prayer. To take time to breathe slowly, in and out, in and out, in and out. And in the breath to sense God's presence around and within. We inhale, and God approaches us. And we hold that inhale, and God remains with us. And then we exhale, and we approach God. And we hold that exhale, and we surrender to God. And in our inhale and our exhale, we take a moment to offer our silent prayers. God's breath around us and God's breath within us. Breath. Breathe. The first thing we do when we come into this world. Breathe. The last thing we do when we leave this world. Holy Mystery, fill us. May today there be peace within. May we trust our highest power, that we are exactly where we are meant to be. May we use those gifts that we have received and pass on the love that has been given to us. May we be content knowing we are children of God. Good morning. It's good to see you. It's great to have you here. Do you have power? You do have power? So you're nice and warm? Well, that's good, because there's still some people who don't have power. Pardon me? Yeah, generators are good too. They give us a bit of power. I was, before we even had this power outage, I was planning the song that we're going to sing for the next couple of weeks. And it seems to be an appropriate song, because how many people in these past 2 days had something like this? You didn't have one of these? You need to get one of these. Look at this. You just put it on your wall and whammo! You got power and you got light. I do have power. Last night, I did my happy dance. Anyone else do a happy dance? I did my happy dance. You got confused. I know, I'm still going and getting the little things I had hanging around my house. But look at this one. What happened? We used it so much. This is a great thing when it works, but you know what? You need to take it out and put it in a light socket to get it recharged, to have power. Sometimes we need to be recharged, don't we? We get tired and we feel like our light has gone out. Anyone feeling that your light's gone out? Come on, people. Sometimes you feel like your light's just gone out and you need something that makes you light up and feel good. And so today we have coffee hour, and there's lots of, I see treats back there to make us feel good. You know what I did yesterday to make me feel good? The dairy bar had free ice cream, and I went and got a free ice cream, and that made me feel really good. Vanilla in it helped recharge my light. Other things make you feel good. A hug. Someone gives you a hug. Or maybe someone visits you at your house and brings you something warm to eat and drink when you don't have power. Or someone says, "You don't have power? I have power. Come on over." People dropped off gas cans at my door to help me with my generator, just in case I didn't have enough gas. Those are things that help us recharge. Asleep. Look at just being here with you guys this morning recharged my power. Isn't that amazing?
That is amazing.
I expect a big What happened to the How did I do that? You did it. I didn't do it. You did it. By just being here with me, you recharged my light and made me feel loved and good and helped me to make my light shine. Your light, all of you are lights. And when you let your light shine, you help me make my light shine. You let your light shine with your smiles and your eyes and your laughter and your energy. And I'm glad that you're here. And we're going to sing a song beginning today. We'll sing it for the next number of weeks. And I think it's a song you might know, "This Little Light of Mine." And if you want to do the actions with this little light of mine, you can join in the actions. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Hit it, Lloyd. Let your light shine, and thank you for being here and being a light to me this morning. We'll see you after worship for treats. This morning, as we turn to words of Scripture, we turn to the poetic words and imagery and metaphors of the words of the psalmist. God is our refuge, proclaims the psalm writer. The Holy One is ever present. The Creator of all enfolds and upholds. Images of a mothering God, of an eagle God, who shelters us and protects us. Us, all of us. This morning we turn to the familiar words of Psalm 91, spoken to us anew through a modern psalm paraphrase by Nan Merrill. Our psalm litany is printed in your bulletin. Those who dwell in the shelter of infinite light, who abide in the wings of infinite love, will raise their voices in praise. My refuge and my strength, in you alone I trust. For you deliver me from the webs of fear and illusion, from all that separates and divides. You protect me as an eagle shields its young. Your faithfulness is sure, like an arrow set upon the mark. I will not fear the shadows of the night, nor the confusion that comes by day, nor the dreams that awaken me from sleep, nor the daily changes that life brings. Because you cleave to me in love, I will deliver you. I will protect you who call upon my name. When you call to me, I will answer you. I will be with you in times of trouble. I will rescue you so that you will know my peace. And through the years will I dwell in your heart as loving companion, presence forever. And as we prepare to gather at table, we turn to a story of a table gathering. It isn't the first story of feasts of faith, for we know in the Hebrew tradition and the celebration of Passover to gather at table, to feast in God's love, to feast in the stories of God's justice and liberation was an important part of the tradition. But here on this time, Jesus gathers with those first followers as they take a moment to pause in the midst of their ministry, in the midst of all that is surrounding them with fear and uncertainty, as they gather to celebrate the feast of Passover and to bring to mind the goodness of their God. We turn to the story as it's told by the gospel writer we call Mark, and turning to Mark 14, beginning at verse 12. On the first day of the Feast of Unleavened Bread, the customary day when the Passover lamb is sacrificed, Jesus' disciples began to wonder, where will we celebrate the feast? So they asked Jesus, where do you want us to go and make preparations for you to eat the Passover meal? Jesus sent two of his disciples ahead of him and told them to watch for a man carrying a jug of water. Follow that man, Jesus said. And wherever he goes in, say to the owner of the house, 'The teacher asks, where is the guest room where I can eat the Passover meal with my disciples?' He will then take you upstairs and show you a large room, furnished and ready. Make the preparations there." So the 2 disciples left and went into the city. And all was as Jesus had told them. And then they prepared the meal in the upper room. That evening, Jesus and the 12 arrived and went into the upper room. And each reclined around the table, leaning upon an elbow as they ate. Then Jesus spoke. "I tell you in absolute sincerity, one of you eating with me tonight is going to betray me." The 12 were upset. They looked around at each other. One by one they said, "It's not I, is it? It's not I, is it?" Jesus replied, "It is one of you who is dipping your bread in the same dish that I am. The Son of Man goes to his fate. That has already been determined by the Scriptures. But still it will be terrible for the one who betrays him. It would have been better for him if he had never been born." As they ate, Jesus took bread, offered a blessing, broke it, and he handed the pieces to his disciples. "Take this, eat it. This, my body." Then he took a cup of wine, and when he had given thanks for it, he passed it to them, and they all drank from it. "This is my life," he said, "a covenant poured out on behalf of many. Truly, I will never taste the fruit of the vine again until the day comes when I drink it anew in the kingdom of God." It is true that in our lives, in our weeks, in our days, we gather at many tables. Some of us on a daily, if not weekly basis, gather at conference tables. And there we share our dreams and our visions. We all gather at breakfast tables and lunch tables or supper tables or dinner tables, sometimes with family, sometimes with friends, sometimes alone. We gather at tables of laughter and love, tables of fears and struggles. We gather at tables, and sometimes at those tables there are seats that are empty, and we are reminded of loss and grief. Sometimes at tables, there are tables that are filled with memories and longings. And at many tables we offer our graces of gratefulness and gratitude. We gather at many, many tables, at many, many times in many places. But truly, there is none like the table of faith. None like this table that invites all of us, that embraces all of us in love and says, "Come, be nourished, be fed. Come as you are." It's a table that if we come and we are fearful, we're invited to taste hope. It's a table, if we come and we're broken, we're invited to taste wholeness. It's a table that if we come and we feel just so worn and weary, we're invited to know hope. It's a table, if we come and we are doubtful, we hear the words, "It's okay, trust." Worn and weary, strengthened and encouraged, hungry or full to the brim, we are invited to come to this table, this ordinary table, where the ordinary is made holy, where love and life and faith is celebrated, where the sacred is made known, where we are reminded, as it's been through the generations, that we are followers of the one who fully embodied the love of God. We are disciples, followers of the way. We are invited to this table and come and experience the love and the mystery of life. To come and experience the God who invites us to live in that love and to live in the midst of the sorrows and the struggles of life and know that we are not alone. We come to this table of love, and we are invited to feast in love and then to go out and to live in that love, to make that love flesh, as we seek to follow in the way of those who have been following in the way for thousands of years, the way of God's kingdom, that way of justice and hope and compassion and inclusion and truth and hospitality and generosity and grace. For we at this table are reminded that we are part of God's beloved community. And so we come to this table, and together we make it a holy place. Together we make it a place of worship. Let us come with our hearts open and our hands unclenched, so that we may feel and touch and taste and see the deep love of God that is right here and that is all around us. All are welcome. Come to this table of faith. Our communion liturgy is printed in the bulletin. At this table, we give thanks for friends and strangers together in community, in this sacred space, and in all our sacred places, All are welcome. All have a place at the table. We who have much faith and we who have little, those of us with questions and those of us with no answers, we who have been here often and we who have not been for a long time, we who have tried to follow and we who have sometimes failed, we who are filled with hope and those at wit's ends. This table, this meal is for you. It is for us. All are welcome. All of us, each of us, have a place at the table. We give thanks for the invitation to be at this table, for here we are shown our lives, the daily bread of our work and care, the wine of delight pressed from the fruits of our creativity and our brokenness. We celebrate the life that is ours, for we know we are precious in your sight. We celebrate the life that is yours, life that is love revealed, love given and received, love in action. At this table, we remember how Jesus, even in the face of betrayal, torture, and death, still gathered with his closest friends and shared the Passover meal with them. Jesus, saying a blessing, took bread. This is the bread of life. Let us share this bread and be strengthened to bring peace and justice to the world. Later, again saying a blessing, he poured a cup of wine. This is the cup of God's love. Let us share this cup in solidarity with all the peoples of the world, so peace and justice may prevail everywhere. When we are afraid, may the memory of this meal sustain us. When we are uncertain, may the memory of this meal ground us in God's love. When we feel unworthy, may the memory of this meal remind us that we are never alone. The bread we share is blessed, for it is open to all, and that is holy. Sharing love, we will never be hungry. The cup we share is blessed, like the overflowing of tears and joy, reminding us that life is holy. Drinking deeply, we will never thirst. Namaste. All that is holy and good and of God in me meets all that is holy and good and of God in you, in us. Namaste. And so we prepare to share in the gifts of our faith, the cup of God's love and the bread of life, gifts that nourish and strengthen us for this journey we call life, gifts that nourish and strengthen us for the work of God in our world. As we prepare to share in the gifts, you're invited this morning to return to a bit of normal, as we're invited, if you wish, to come forward to receive the gifts of bread and wine, to come to our servers who are here and to receive a piece of bread, and then to receive the cup of wine, to take and eat and drink those holy gifts, and the baskets for the cups are on the side. If you do not wish to come forward, then Sharon, just remain in your seats and Sharon will come to you with the gifts. You'll also notice for those who need gluten-free, there will be, Donna will have gluten-free crackers and also gluten-free communion to be served to you. The table is of God. We are of God. The meal we share unites us as the people of God. Let us prepare to share in these gifts. Our choir to come forward first and then the remaining congregation. Towards Donna. Called to this covenant, called to the dream. Guided by love we will be, gathered by the Spirit, one body, one mind, as a caring community. Let us give thanks. Let us pray. We give thanks that we have gathered together in our safe and sacred places. We rejoice in the giftedness of each person who has shared in this feast. We are grateful for who we are for each other. May we continue to be truly thankful in all we do and in all we become. And joining our prayers and lives as one, we pray. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. Saint Augustine once said that we should pray as though everything depended on God, but we should work as though everything depends on us. We are the hands and feet, the eyes, the ears of the living God, the living Christ in our world. All that we offer, be it in support of the work and ministry of Pictou United Church or the work and ministry of the wider community and in the wider world through mission and service, all that we offer, all that we do is our living faith in action. Thank you for your ongoing support of the work and ministry that is ours, for all your gifts, the gifts of time and talent and finances, gifts offered through weekly envelope givings and e-transfers and PARs, and gifts of volunteer time and prayer-filled energy. Thank you for joining in the work of God with me and with one another. We give thanks. An affirmation of faith to go with us into our day and into our days. On my best days, I believe that God is there, standing in the sun with me, laughing a contagious laugh and cheering me on. On my hardest days, I believe that God is there, standing in the rain with me, holding me up, and sharing in my grief. No matter where I go, in joy or in loss, in pain or in love, in heartache or in gratitude, I believe that God is there, leaning in, noticing where it hurts, and carrying me through it. And so, I believe we are called to care for each other, giving life and voice to a caring God. I believe. So we go from this place and we go into our day and into our world, but before we go, we pause to share in a time together of refreshments, to again be nourished at another table as we share in the gifts of coffee hour. So please stay and join with us in that time. Rabbi Abraham Joshua Heschel reminds us, just to be is a blessing. Just to live is holy. Just to be, just to live is a blessing, is holy. We go into our day, we go into our week, we go into our community, we go into our world. We go in peace, deep peace.